Okay, this one is for the fellas. I want you guys, without insulting me, to prove to me what the benefit of marrying you guys is if you're not a provider, right? Please use logic and make it make sense. Okay, this
What is the benefit of marrying a man if he's not going to provide? Simple question that our sister asked. And she's asking the men, what is the benefits? Because if you get married to a man as a woman, your life has changed completely. You turn to chef, everyday cook, you will clean, you will do this, you will do that, you will give birth, you will be a nanny, you will nurse children. But if a man is not providing for you, what are you benefiting from that marriage as a woman? Have you ever for once just thought about it? What is the benefit of marriage to women if they do not marry a man that actually provides? When I say provide, like they provide for their needs. Let me show you the video.
one is for the fellas. I want you guys, without insulting me, to prove to me what the benefit of marrying you guys is if you're not a provider, right? Please use logic and make it make sense. Because in my previous video, all I said was I don't believe that it is a flex for a woman to be proposed to by or married to a man that is not a provider. Reason being is because women get married and they start cooking, cleaning, packing lunches, serving a man, washing his clothes, folding them, putting them away. They feel as though they have to lower their voice, they have to dress different, and they have to lose their entire identity over a man, right? And then those same women are working full-time jobs and helping with the bills, right? The crazy thing is, if you guys are equal and you're doing the exact same thing, you're going 50% on the bills, he's going 50% on the bills, but only you are cooking, cleaning, and doing laundry and physically taking care of the kids. That man is just there. So in reality, you're in servitude to a lazy ass man that's taking advantage of you. Prove me wrong. What sense does it make? Now, men try to turn it around and say, well, in that case, we're slaves to you guys because we work and then give you guys the money or pay all the bills. No, because raising children, cooking, cleaning, and packing your lunches, doing laundry is a job. You guys act like it's not a job because you just view women as these pieces of property and not people. But if you go and live on your own and you want someone to do those things for you, you will probably have to hire multiple different people and have to pay them by the hour or be on some type of subscription. So make it make sense. You find it suitable to pay those employees, but not your wife, for doing the same service. These are multiple jobs, okay, that a woman is doing. And then really, yeah, you getting the money, but women are managing it most of the time because men are idiots. You guys may be the same age or maybe older, but mentally you're behind 10 years biologically. It's like raising another child. You guys be mama's boy or the father went around or you had a horrible example of a man around. I'm just saying, I really don't think it's nothing to argue about. It's just something that needs to change. Now, if you want to find a woman to go 50-50, fine. But I feel as though if I'm going 50-50 with the man and he don't want to cook and clean, he needs to hire multiple different people for their service and see how expensive it is. So by the time you're done paying them people to do your half of the chores, your half of the cooking and all of that stuff like that, you're going to realize you should have just gave me the money.
What do you guys actually think that women benefit from marriage? Let's start from that. What do women benefit from marriage? Listen to what the men have to say because, yeah, we're asking them, if you do not provide, what is your usefulness? Because most of you don't want to provide anymore. You don't want to even provide, or you want to do 50-50, but then you just want to do 50-50 on bills. Oh. But when it comes to other things, you are the man of the house. But when it comes to bills, you're not the man. So let's listen to what the men have to say, then we'll come back and discuss.
Okay, this one is for the fellas. I want you guys, without insulting me, to prove to me what the benefit of marrying you guys is if you're not a provider.
Videos like this make me really depressed for the women who are genuinely asking this question and in the comment section, because it goes to show how many women have truthfully never liked nor loved somebody. When you have to ask yourself the question of like, bro, what's the point of being with a woman if she doesn't even cook for you? What's the point of being with a man if he's not paying for your stuff? You don't like that person. The same way logically we would understand if a friend told you like straight up, hey, I only like to spend time with you when you pay for my stuff. Like you'd be like, oh, this friend doesn't like me. Like they just like the things that I do to make their life easier. I don't understand how women don't see the same logic. Like so many people are like, as a divorcee, I'm waiting to hear this answer because babe, the wrong man is such a chore. Yes, I actually do agree with this one. The wrong man. What I notice a lot of the men who say all women are this, or all the women that say all men are this, you guys pick the most obvious shitty partners. And then you blame the whole entire gender and demographic of women or men. When in reality, it is your lack and ability of picking normal, good character traits. If you genuinely can't find a single positive characteristic about the dating partner besides the fact that they're paying for your stuff, then go find a new partner. You don't like him. You're not with a good person. Moral of the story here is, as much as you guys might think this is like a diss at the men, it's really sad to just like blatantly admit like you've never been or felt the feeling of love. And that's really sad, but that's just my opinion. But hey, what do you think?
Okay, this one is for the fellas.
I'm a fella.
I want you guys, without insulting me, to prove to me what the benefit of marrying you guys is if you're not a provider.
I'm a little bit confused on your statement because you said if you're not a provider, but this says we're talking about 50-50. I'm assuming we're talking about 50-50 relationships because that's what this says. Let's continue. You're not talking about 50-50. That's not what you're talking about. You're talking about somebody that got an ain't shit partner. That's what you're talking about. And anybody can have an ain't shit partner. They could be an ain't shit woman, it could be an ain't shit dude. Yeah, you're not even having the same conversation. 50-50 means exactly what it sounds like. 50-50. If both of y'all working full time, one's giving the kids a bath, one's laying them down. One's cooking, one's doing the dishes. One's doing the laundry, one's folding, one's putting it up. That is what 50-50 is. I don't know what you're talking about. You're with somebody and you're paying half of the bills and y'all both working full time and they're literally not taking care of your kids. They're not cleaning the house. They're literally only working. You just picked a poor partner, right? You picked a poor person to have kids with and get married to. That has nothing to do with the 50-50 conversation. In an actual 50-50 relationship, two partners are making each other's life easier. That's just the way it is. What you're talking about isn't even the same conversation.
Okay, this one is for the fellas.
Just another day at the office. Few discretions advised.
I want you guys, without insulting me, to prove to me what the benefit of marrying you guys is if you're not a provider, right?
The fact that you've simplified a man's contribution to marriage down to him just paying bills is quite fucking interesting.
Please use logic and make it make sense. Because in my previous video, all I said was, I don't believe that it is a flex for a woman to be proposed to by or married to a man that is not a provider. Reason being is because women get married and they start cooking, cleaning, packing lunches, serving a man, washing his clothes, folding them, putting them away.
And men start cutting the grass, grilling on Saturdays, fixing things around the house, paying for dinner dates and vacations, and taking care of any situation that has to do with the household cars.
They feel as though they have to lower their voice, they have to dress different, and they have to lose their entire identity over a man.
Lose their entire identity? So talking loud and dressing any kind of way is a woman's identity? God forbid I want my woman to speak to me in a respectful tone. God forbid I want my woman to dress modestly, because we also understand that clothes are expressive and they can draw the wrong kind of attention.
Right? And then those same women are working full-time jobs and helping with the bills, right? The crazy thing is, if you guys are equal and you're doing the exact same thing, you're going 50% on the bills, he's going 50% on the bills. But only you are cooking, cleaning, and doing laundry and physically taking care of the kids. That man is just there.
Well, sweetheart, there's your first mistake. You or any woman that is in a situation like that, why would you marry a man that does not contribute to the household? These are conversations you should have had before you had them kids. There should have been a detailed conversation and an agreement between the two of you before you guys decided to have kids or even get married, let alone live together. By the way, that has nothing to do with marriage. That's just an imbalanced relationship between two people.
Now, men try to turn it around and say, well, in that case, we're slaves to you guys because we work and then give you guys the money to pay all the bills. No, because raising children, cooking, cleaning, and packing your lunches, doing laundry is a job. You guys act like it's not a job because you just view women as these pieces of property and not people. But if you go and live on your own and you want someone to do those things for you, you will probably have to hire multiple different people and have to pay them by the hour.
Okay, I think I understand it now. You want women to be compensated for doing the things that they were supposed to do in the first place with the family. So if a woman takes care of her own kids, she should be compensated for that, although she wanted the kids as well. You know what? Since we're on the topic of compensation, that man needs to be compensated for protecting the household. He needs to be compensated for fixing the things around the house. He needs to be compensated for doing any mechanical work to any of the cars, whether it be change a tire, anything. Because those are all also jobs. I swear you cannot make this shit up.
And then really, yeah, you're getting the money, but women are managing it most of the time because men are idiots.
Whoa, nah. We're not doing that. Remember in the beginning of the video when you said, hey, explain it to me and don't insult me? We expect the same thing in return. Watch your mouth and continue the video.
I'm just saying, I really don't think it's nothing to argue about. It's just something that needs to change. Now, if you want to find a woman to go 50-50, fine. But I feel as though if I'm going 50-50 with a man and he don't want to cook and clean, he needs to hire multiple different people for their service.
Okay, let me make this very, very clear. Bad deals exist on both sides of the spectrum when it comes to dating for men and women. It is your job to negotiate the terms of the contract that you are going to sign. If you're going to go 50-50 with somebody, I would hope you talk about everything and not just bills. A lot of you have simplified 50-50 down to just bills, when it takes way more to contribute to a household. There should be no reason why one person's in a marriage doing all the work and no other one is not. I cannot feel sorry for a woman that signed a bad deal, no different from if a man signed a bad deal with a woman. Yeah, those provider men that y'all be talking about, I don't feel sorry for a lot of them. They be cooking, cleaning, taking care of the kids, and paying all the bills while their wife lives just a lavish life. And all he gets is a bullshit title of being a provider man or a real man, according to a lot of y'all. When it's all said and done, please read the contract before you fucking sign it. Know what you're getting yourself into before you decide to marry somebody, let alone have kids. Yeah, keep the change.
What the benefit of marrying you guys is if you're not a provider.
For one, sister, you women been bamboozled to believe that provider is a man who just take care of all the bills and y'all just lamp up, kick your feet up and do nothing and just have kids. That concept is false. For one, that never happened in the black community because black women have always worked in one way, form, or fashion to provide for their household, right alongside the men. This whole provider stuff was given to y'all by this feminist ideology. Here's the fact of the matter. Even back in the day, when you think about, men back in the day was providers. Well, here's the fact of the matter. Like, for one, that concept don't apply to black women because black women always work. But what jobs back then really could y'all do? Because only jobs back then was only laboring jobs. There wasn't a lot of jobs that black women could do, let alone black women. They wasn't letting y'all, because of racism, they wasn't letting y'all get into certain jobs. So they had y'all out in the field or mammying those people, kids. So again, this whole provider concept is not real. Black men and black women both have always contributed to their household. And even if you fast forward to, like, let's say the 40s, 50s, and the 60s, right? Black women still couldn't get jobs, like in regular America. So again, the men was out there doing a lot of the laboring jobs because, of course, a man didn't want his wife, his sister, his mother to be out there doing any of those laboring jobs. So now I propose to you this question. Why you want a man to provide and pay all your bills and you don't contribute nothing? That's the real question. That's the real question I want to ask. Like, how can you honestly say you love your man if a 2 household income is better than 1 on any day? I don't care how much. If I made $100,000 and my wife made $100,000, that's $200,000. Why is she just going to sit home while I make $100,000? A 2 household income is better than a 1 household income all day. Now, I ask you, again, the whole purpose is to contribute to your lifestyle of your household, right? Why wouldn't you want to work? You ain't going to take care of kids all your life. My wife and our kids, our youngest son is 17, he's about to graduate high school and go to college. We both contributed to the household, raising the kids and all this stuff. Now that our kids are older, now we both doing our thing. We doing our thing. That's what I'm saying. I don't get your mindset on this because it's almost like it's a fairy tale. to me that y'all believe in this fairy tale that this man gonna go home, go out, he's going out in his suitcase and his suit to work. That never happened in the black community. Never. Black men and black women have always worked together.
If a man is not providing in a relationship, I mean, a man is useless. If you're not providing, if you cannot provide, don't even go into a relationship. Don't even date. Don't get married if you cannot provide. Because what are you going to be doing? And this men are, or some of the men are saying that, oh, it's better to have income to income household and all of that. That is what they prefer, especially the ones that to income household. What else can you do aside from the two income household? Because when your man sits you down and tell you, let's start splitting the bill, my work and all of that, I cannot, the economy, I cannot afford the bills like that anymore. Let's start splitting the bill, right? And you agree, you start splitting the bill. Number one, you're doing more. Most of the time, they might not even really split the bill 50-50 equally like that. But let's just assume they split it 50-50. Do you know that they will not sit you down and talk about other things that you do by yourself? And maybe when it comes to having children, I don't know how you want to split the bill with children. I don't know how it's going to be done when you want to split the bills with children. I don't know how they want to share the load. I don't know. I don't know how that's going to be possible because it is your load 100. They're just supporting. The ones that are there to support, they'll support. It is your load 100. So when they come to say, and let's make it 50-50 relationship, they're only talking about finance. They won't talk about any other thing in the relationship, any other thing that you do that is important, that is holding the relationship. They will not talk about it. It is that finance. That's what bothers them. I believe that any man that wants to do 50-50 with his woman does not deserve to have a woman. Just be alone. Because if you're alone, you will spend more. If you're alone, you'll spend more because imagine you going to work and you're exhausted, you're not going to see food to eat, of course. You have to cook or you buy. You will spend more. Your house is dirty, you get people to come and clean your house. Everything is not done for you. But then if you have a woman in the house, perfect. In fact, I saw a video of a woman saying that, funny enough, when you go to a restaurant, fine dining restaurant, right? Men are the chef. But in the house, it is women that will kill themselves in the kitchen. The men cannot cook. But when you go out there, when it comes to them getting paid for these things, they are the one in front. But when it comes for free labor, woman will be in front. A man is of no use if he cannot provide. If he's not going to provide for you, don't even be in that relationship with him. It is of no use because they're going to use you, suck your energy and drain you and leave you and move to the next person. A man is with you because he's benefiting something from you. Most of the stitches and the men saying that you women, all you want to do is provide. Yes, because there's no other thing you are doing. There's no other thing that you're doing. And most of them don't even want to provide. They don't want to provide. And even though they say they are providing, they're only providing the things that they feel like is important to them. They're not even providing things that you need personally. So when they talk about provide, and most of the time it's not just about money. Okay, let's even say it's about money now. They're not even providing 100 as they're supposed to with the kind of efforts that you're putting into. There's a woman that I saw a video and she was listing the pay that she kind of asks a man every week when it comes to food, the food he asks for, the nanny bill, the cleaning. Like she's paying herself and she's asking him for the money every week. If you're doing that for these men, they are not providing. I feel like providing is just bare minimum. That's the things you're supposed to do if you want to have a woman in your life. Do you know what takes to have a woman in your life? Most women are even looking for wives because if you have a wife in your house, what else? Because that is the best thing that will happen to you. Women will stop their lives just to be with you. You guys will do anything. just for you to provide for the woman that you claim that you love and you want to spend the rest of your life with, it is a problem for you people. You guys, what is your take on this video? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. Respectfully, as always, Sugar Mara David. And thank you so much for tuning in today's video. I hope you enjoyed this one. Please like and share and subscribe. And I'll see you in my next one, guys.